ahead and call the hearing to order. This is the Wright Tenson subsequent subdivision. Yes. Western Montana Land and Cattle Company.
No, that's the one you guys just
that's the Plat. Got me really confused.
I'm sorry.
Four of these this afternoon. Okay, we're good to go. So we'll begin the hearing with the Planning Department report. Then we'll open it up to questions from the commissioners. And then we will close the commissioner questions. Take public comment, questions, close the public comment, and then open it back up to the commissioners for action. So we'll go ahead and start with the staff report. Tiffany, go ahead.
So this is a subsequent minor subdivision. Jacob Heisman and for approval on behalf of Thomas Wright and Amended have proposed a subsequent minor subdivision to create 2 tracts from a 16.7 acres of land. The original subdivision, Conrad was platted in 2016 and was proposed as a phase subdivision. The original plat showed 3 tracts of land, lot 1, 2, and lot 100, which was to be a remainder for future phases. Lot 2 was exclusively for the purpose of utility site, and lot 1 was created to separate the existing development from the remaining tract. Extensions of the subdivision approval were granted until July of 2020. Ultimately, the subdivision preliminary approval expired. In November of 2020, an aggregation was proposed and approved, which merged lot 1 and lot 100 back into a single tract of land. So essentially, they are just trying to put it back to the 2 tracts as it was before it was aggregated. The planning board held a public hearing on June 12th, 2024, and voted 5-0 to recommend approval of the subdivision. The findings of fact and conditions of approval to the governing body, which is presented with modifications of the public hearing. So this is located in Pablo. It's off of Old Highway 93 Road. The surrounding properties are a combination of agricultural and single-family residential with a few commercial lots, including directly adjacent. The perimeter is mostly fenced. It's not within a zoning district. They do meet the densities there in the Pablo Road area. They have access off of each county road, so there will be no roads that are being proposed. Originally, this was proposed as a single-family residential lot and an agricultural lot. However, because of MDEQ, they do have to show a home site on the larger tract being proposed. So there is a single-family residence that's being not proposed right now, but that would be allowed. So each lot will have their own water supply, septic system, stormwater. The sewer and water would be proposed through Pablo City Water, and stormwater is actually exempt from MDEQ. And then, of course, solid waste would all be reviewed through. At the planning board meeting, they did request clarification about the proposed use of the lots and requirements of MDEQ. And we did clarify that they weren't allowed to use an exemption for agriculture, which is why they're showing a home. There is no current plans to build anything. The planning board requested clarification about the irrigation plan, and if they had irrigation available. It was clarified that the irrigation was on both lots, and they're going to have to go through FIIP to approve an irrigation plan prior to final approval. There was some discussion about the entity components at the planning board and about CSNKT Tribal Preservation Office. The agent did try to get a comment from them, however, they did not comment back. So some of the planning board did ask about who that would fall to, if they did find any cultural items, and that would fall to the contractor ultimately. But we did put in, planning department suggested adding a perpetual condition that the CSNKT Tribal Preservation Office would be contacted. So the existing covenant document under 547939 is proposed to be removed from the property, and no new covenants are being proposed. And as the date of the staff report, we have had no public comments on this request.
Thank you. Water, sewer, so currently it's not an ag restriction on the property.
Now they were proposing it as an agricultural piece, but MPEQ requires that it shows that it could be hooked up for a use.
So the irrigation plan, so that's there, kind of the notes on page 9. So this is not a new use, it's change of an existing allocation.
So I did put a copy of the irrigation plan as one of the exhibits. I know it's somewhat small, but it's this one back in the back, so that you can see where the existing irrigation is. So basically what they have to do is show how much irrigation is going to one lot and how much irrigation would be allotted to the second. They have made that proposal, but the FIP will just have to approve of it before they.
Again, there's no new allocation.
Uses agricultural. It's been a hayfield, it's been farmed, but they want to be able to split off the current house from that.
So is this property just north of the post office?
So it's actually, if you were to have the post office, there's a house and buildings right next to it. That is that shop right there. Yep.
So this is in the town side of Pablo.
This is it.
Pablo Sewer. Why does water allocation play a part in it?
So when we're talking about irrigation, we're talking about something different than the use of water itself. So DEQ will still review water, sewage, all of that, but it's a much easier review when it shows that they have a city connection versus having to have individual septic and wells.
There's this have a ditch out for irrigation.
For irrigation, there are existing facilities for irrigation.
So you guys can ditch irrigation.
On the backside, it's irrigation easement along the south end. Yeah.
I guess it's like city water, if there's a ditch runs through it, you're gonna get water. They actually have water.
Any other questions from the commissioners?
Question I have right now, Mr. Chair.
So we'll open it up for public comment. If you'd like to comment, please identify yourself for the record, and we will take any public comment at this time. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to sit with you today. Really get all the high points, just have a few questions, clarifications on some conditions.
So the conditions start on page 14.
Yeah, so the first one I just wanted to talk about, number 5. This condition, just this particular property, there's a tower along the west side of the property, and there's fiber optic buried along the west or east side of the property. So just making sure that meets the condition. There's nothing in excess of that. It's all within the right of ways adjacent to the, I think that's been accepted, but making sure that was still.
So this is the old underground question that comes up, right? So if they're existing overhead, we haven't been requiring them to put them in underground.
No, and as far as just being installed to each lot, as long as they're available to the lot, we don't make them install them any further than running adjacent. So I believe that the condition has been met.
So can we take condition number 5 out?
So we usually keep them in. It's just kind of a standard condition as a requirement of the subdivision. If house, then utilities would have to be in underground from this utility to the lots that we would keep them in. But they don't have.
Did that answer your question, Jason?
Yes, thank you. And number 9, talk about demonstrating compliance with driveway standards. I just looking for what you were expecting on that. You just demonstrate it on paper or anything more?
No, it was just demonstrated on the plan.
That's good enough. All right, that's all there. But no, I guess I want to get the approach would not require traffic.
So, it's a bit.
It's a house was built.
Yeah, they have to have the approach permit. But an approach for longer, for 5 years seems.
I just want to confirm that here, the regs say some and may and could.
Could we
Right.
still, can we put in something
Right.
to the fact that an approach will be required construction of the home? Clarify it, then make it clear.
Number 8 doesn't require an approach permit, so we wouldn't have a problem getting that.
Yeah, and they mentioned, approach permit.
That'll be, that's good.
I think the other thing that we talked about is number 15. That's Tiffany described. This one's different. On the background, on different directions. Because Conrad Estates made subdivision was recorded, it already has in place irrigation plan, covenants, all kinds of things that were required as part of that approval. None of them were ever done away with because it was supposed to be a phased division that would complete over several years. So this one comes into the process as just a big piece of property, but it still has all those documents in place. So as Tiffany pointed out in 15, we need to get rid of some of those things because they don't apply. But that concept was 70 lots.
Yeah.
Because those were never completed, all the documents that are still on file no longer apply and never will. So we need to get rid of some of them, but wondering if we could just, some of them may, but some of them may need to be kept. So if we could, just requesting maybe we can put that, that we remove if necessary, or the deemed unnecessary, just in case something there that needs to be kept, like an easement. If there's an access easement to the utility lot, I don't want to can't get rid of that.
Right.
There's some things in there kind of interwoven with the rest.
The original one, I believe,
Like
just
5 bases to
back in the day. It was like, I think at some point somebody else bought it, and that gentleman had kind of a different vision for it. And so that's kind of where some of the extensions came in, and some possible amendments. But if I remember right, he had to find a financer to back his visions, and that fell through, if I'm recalling
it's
correctly.
a long time.
Yeah.
I remember.
At least one extension for it. So if we just put unnecessary in after all, in between all and covenants,
Instead of removes all, removes any unnecessary, or if we could do all unnecessary, I don't, is
any
there a?
unnecessary or,
Yeah, we're happy to work with Tiffany
Yeah.
and whatever needs to stay, we wanna keep it, the rest of it we want gone.
What number is that again?
15.
15. Wasn't one of the conditions had your domestic cats, you had to have control of your cats?
You had to put a bell on them. so
Had
they
to have a
don't kill
bell on
birds.
it,
Yeah.
And my countries. Yep. It got a little, intense.
Wow, big time has come to Pablo, Montana. Got bells on our cats.
So the only other thing we wanted to talk about was number 16. And, again, it's just a request, but, because the property isn't used for pasture, it's used for hayland and it will become either something residential or hayland. Wondering if that condition could be a perpetual condition, that if it's ever used for pasture, that it would be fenced prior to, and according to state law. Because at this point, if it's hay and becomes residential, fencing the whole thing with barbed wires, or with wires just isn't gonna make a whole lot of sense, just a lot of expense.
And I'm fine to move that. When, this was originally drafted, we actually still had that as an agricultural piece. We got the comment from Diana Luke, I think, 2 days before this went to planning board. So changing it quickly to allow for, residential, there were some things that probably could have been moved that didn't get moved, so I would be fine with that.
To just remove it completely?
What Jacob suggested, just making a perpetual condition that in the event that it is pasture land, they'll need to, fix the fencing.
So then maybe that would go down to number 17 as a perpetual condition. Or just change the wording in 16.
If we move it to a perpetual condition, then that's generally at the time of development, so we would look at that, and if they're using it for something that's strictly agricultural, pasture land, then we would make that determination.
So we don't need to change anything here.
Oh, we'll need to change the wording, but we need to move it down to a perpetual condition.
Oh, okay.
So instead of saying prior to the final plat, it would just be a perpetual condition. They don't have to meet prior to filing the subdivision.
So, to make sure we approve the correct things today, so 16 under conditional, couldn't we move that down to 17 under the perpetual? Take 17 and move it up to 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other public comment? So we'll go ahead and close the public comment. Open it up to any more commissioner comments and commissioner action. I don't have anything else. This is, pretty cut and dry.
So do I.
So I would, entertain a motion on acceptance of the findings of facts. I don't believe we had any changes in the findings.
I'm just glancing through it really quick to make sure. I don't see anything.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the findings as stated. So we have a motion to approve the findings of fact as presented by the planning department. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by aye. Aye.
Alright,
Aye. Motion carries. And the conditions of approval. Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the conditions of approval by changing the wording in 15 to deal with the unnecessary covenants and to make 16 a
perpetual condition, move it down, change the number to 17, move it under perpetual conditions. And take condition 17 and move it to number 16.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
You second.
So we have a motion and a second. Katie has the motion. I'm not gonna try to repeat it all. So all in favor of the motion signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I would entertain a motion on the Wright Tenson subsequent subdivision.
Or move to approve.
So we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
You have a second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor, aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. We will recess the hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank
you, ladies.